If you look at the people in your circle and you don't get inspired, then you don't have a circle, you have a cage. The universe and God knows better than you know why this person is just not fitting in with you. First impressions are everything. The thing about Los Angeles is word gets out quick.
The finesse never ends.
Nobody wants to work with someone who doesn't have ideas. Remember that.
It's just in general, like, make intimacy your superpower. Whether that is in the bedroom or that's just like in a 5-minute conversation. Like, how do you be the person who can make great connections?
And I'm also someone who believes that whatever's meant to be will be. Like, the universe will always put you in the place with the people at the time that you're supposed to be. So that means for me to overthink what is already written, what is already supposed to happen, is like just driving myself into a ditch.
We all mad here. Got a girl, 'cause I ain't here to play with you. Baby, you gon' get this work. Yeah, baby, you gon' get this.
What's up, you guys? It's your girl Kalima, and you are watching Kalima's Camera, where I help you get it up. Get your edutainment up, get your positivity up, and get your network up, honey, because God knows it is not the easiest thing to network, especially in Los Angeles and especially at Los Angeles parties. It's one of those things where everyone's kind of got an ego, you know, or at least, you know, they sometimes think that they're everything, and like you don't know if you can approach them, you don't know if they're gonna be humble, you have no idea what you're stepping into. Also, if you're not that confident of a person and you know that you have insecurities, I mean, you may not even be feeling your outfit that night, and then it's like, oh, here's my chance to actually walk up to somebody. What is the approach? How do you do this? Do you get in your head and you're like, no, I gotta be cool, no, this isn't the right moment? Yes and no. I think that timing is everything. I think that, first of all,
we're all mad here, okay?
we are all here climbing a ladder. Jay-Z is climbing a ladder. Beyonce starting a new line, you know, really just taking her level to a higher level. The finesse never ends. Again, I don't know if you guys saw Grammy weekend. I pretty much hit up every party that I could because I'm at a place where I'm still trying to network and I'm still trying to meet people. And you guys, I'm sure, saw on my Instagram, I just went to anything and everything that I felt was an important place to be and that, you know, would welcome me to be a part of it. God is amazing. I was able to get to some of the biggest parties, and you know, I'm not one of those people who go out a lot. I'm a introvert operating as an extrovert, but I can be an extrovert with people that I'm comfortable with, right? I'm very comfortable with you. I'm actually talking to a camera right now, but I'm actually really comfortable because I know that this is my safe space to be able to communicate what I really feel with people who want to listen. Thank you for listening, by the way. Please subscribe. But timing is absolutely everything. I found in going to all of these events that the first event, pressured, right? I'm actually used to being around celebrities, being a red carpet host, but on a social level, it is different. It's not what I'm used to. I'm actually more comfortable putting up a mic and asking questions. Are you one of those people like me who, like, when there's an awkward silence, you can almost just ramble a conversation? That's who I am, and that's why it's so easy for me to just kind of put up a mic and like start a conversation. But sometimes it's like not the appropriate time to be having that conversation. Grammys again, a lot of people did not do interviews. Why do you think? Because unfortunately the Grammys was the same day that an icon passed away. Nobody really wants to talk about that. No one's prepared to really give their honest opinion, or like they're not really ready to like be at a celebration talking about something that makes them want to cry and mess up their entire makeup and mess up their entire night. So yeah, like I think timing is absolutely everything. I found also that Grammy weekend is one of those things where everyone's going to the same events. Okay, so I actually ran into and talked to a huge supermodel, plus size model who models for Fenty. She was over by the cake, honey, getting some red velvet cake at the baby's party, baby. And I went over there and I just so happened to be getting some cheesecake because, honey, the cheesecake was everything. And we just hit it off, honey, because I'm a foodie. I look slim, but she's a foodie. And we were just talking and it was genuine. And I know more that I'll be more memorable because of that genuine moment than if I were like, hi, my name's Kalima. I'm actually an entertainment host. I do marketing. You know, I could have went into the whole pitch and the spiel of who I am, but instead it's like, let's let this moment sink in. Let her enjoy her cake. I'm gonna enjoy my cheesecake, and we just gonna vibe it out. There's a bittersweet thing when you're not known, is you can really be yourself without the prejudgment, you know? So I can really walk up and it's like, oh, this is a new face I've never seen at a party before. Let me feel out her energy. So I felt so much better being myself than I ever did being calculated, you know? And I'm also someone who believes that whatever's meant to be will be. Like, the universe will always put you in the place with the people at the time that you're supposed to be. So that means for me to overthink what is already written, what is already supposed to happen, is like just driving myself into a ditch. A lot of people have to be strategic. That doesn't mean that you shouldn't come up with a pitch. You should absolutely know exactly what you're selling and what you want people to know about you in a short amount of time, because our attention span is really short. If you do have an opportunity to be able to really have a serious conversation at a party, say you get in a conversation about the industry, the modeling industry, and how they don't accept plus size models. Maybe this is a time for you to insert the fact that, well, I actually do marketing for fashion, and we're really working on how can we balance being respectful to people who are plus size while also staying in line with what we really believe, which is health, fitness. I mean, insert Beyonce, like, that's a whole nother video, which I will be doing a video on that. She got a lot of backlash for not really having more than an extra large. That was her biggest size. I feel like, spoiler alert, I feel like it is a sports brand. I will elaborate and go into details later on. So yeah, I think that timing is absolutely everything. Not everyone is meant for you to work with. Just like not everyone is meant for you to be in love with. You can meet someone who is cool as hell, but they really, really should just be friends. You know, I could see myself with that person. Doesn't mean you're not attracted to the person, but realistically, in the long run, I would rather keep you as a friend. You know what I mean? You want to work with people who are powerful, but you would rather enjoy who you're working with. The thing about the Los Angeles parties is it usually is a bunch of creatives. So creative conversations always make people excited. Nobody wants to work with someone who doesn't have ideas. Remember that. If you are someone who has ideas and is innovative, people will listen. Don't give away all your tips and tricks, you know what I'm saying? Make them pay, you know what I'm saying? No information is free, okay? But, you know, you can show them that you're an intellectual, that you clearly understand the business, and that, you know, you possibly could provide a different idea towards whatever project that they're working on. Going to LA parties takes getting used to. There's never a class, there's no way to really teach you how to be comfortable at a party.
So now, just for fun, I'm gonna say 3 sentences that I bet not one person has ever said before.
I actually don't drink. I actually have way more fun and am a lot more focused, and also people really enjoy being around me sober. I mean, that's a whole nother story. But yeah, I fully have resonated with my comfortability. I can get right on the dance floor like the best of them, have so much fun, take all the selfies in the world, eat a little, you know what I'm saying, get my little mocktail, and it's really, really fun, and I allow myself to embrace it. And I'm telling you, once I embraced it, you would think I'm a socialite by the amount of people that I connect with on a real level. So my point is, don't give up and hide. Don't say,
this doesn't work for me, I don't want to go to many parties.
No matter what, you're gonna vibe with the people that actually work with you. You're gonna so happen to gravitate to those people who actually, like, it wasn't forced, you know? There are gonna be people where it's like, ugh, I've never seen them at other parties, I gotta go up to them, you know? This is my chance, at least let me shake a hand, at least let me take a picture, you know? I mean, that's even one of those things where a lot of people are not really comfortable with. I don't want to take a picture unless there's a conversation behind it, a real story behind it, because then otherwise I'm just another person with a photo with no story, no real meaning. But sometimes it's worth it, right? Look at, unfortunately, an icon just passed. Wouldn't it have been nice just to shake that person's hand? Sometimes it is okay to take that chance to say, you know what, I'm a supporter of you. Maybe not a fan. Maybe not say I'm a huge fan. Maybe you could say you're a huge fan because a supporter is a fan. So, it's about the approach. It's about the delivery. And I don't see anything wrong with making sure that you take that chance when it is offered to you, but really be cognizant of the timing. Don't push it. If you feel like this is just not the day for them, they're clearly not trying to take photos, let it ride. You will see them again. In Los Angeles, if you really, really, really understand like the culture here, more than likely you will see them again. If you don't, it wasn't meant to be. That doesn't mean that the dream is dead. So don't self-sabotage. Don't allow your mind to get too in its own head, right? And tell you, I'll be happy when. Or I don't look cute, or I am this and I am that, and they would never want to be working with me. Or once you think that one bad thought, everything will support that one bad thought. But once you say, I'm just gonna go over they're literally at the bar waiting for their drink, I'm gonna be that normal person who walks over to the bar and orders a drink too. It's like the key really and truly is to be normal. Taking a little step, but not like forcing the step. Just allowing it to be as it is. Just like you would with a regular person. Just like you would with someone that you have a crush on. You don't want to mess it up. You just want to ease on in there. When it comes to key conversations and working on your pitch, I actually listened to a really good podcast, Jeannie Mai from The Real. Honey. I don't know if I say it right. Listen, honey. Honey. Listen, honey.
Hello, honey!
It's a really good podcast, and she actually interviewed Shan Boodram, who is a sex expert, but she's like the perfect sex expert. Nothing that you would think of like someone from school. A lot of you may know her. And they talked about networking. Take a listen.
She is a certified intimacy educator that teaches people to be more competent and confident. Kind of like Dr. Ruth meets Rihanna. Tell me about that.
Yes, I actually am doing a 5-day flirting challenge on my Instagram, and day one of the challenges was like learn how to identify or explain what you do for a living in a short amount of time. That's flirtatious, that's interesting, and so that's based on a template that I gave everyone to use. Because I was so tired of meeting people in public, and you ask, what do you do for a living? And they go into this like scroll of a soliloquy of what they do, and at the end of it, you just want to get away because they're about to have a seizure. So that was me being like, okay, let's all figure out how to answer this question in a way that's like invites conversation, that's a little bit lascivious, but at the same time gets the point across.
I so agree with you, especially with you and I both being Angelinos. We live in Los Angeles where everybody wants to know what you do.
Yes.
So everybody's fixated on finding the most coolest yet money-making sounding title, so you don't sound broke, you don't sound like you're figuring yourself out, when kind of we all are in some way, shape, or form, even when we're in in an actual employed job.
Yes.
Right? So give me an example. What would be the ingredients to make your intro sound flirtatious, inviting, and interesting?
So I am and then insert blank here. So I am a certified intimacy educator. I am a professional dancer, whatever. I am that. And after that, it's really important to focus on like, why do you do what you do for a living? Like, what is it that drew you to it?
The passion part of it?
The passion part. Don't tell me that you like oversee the fourth quarter sales analytics of. Give me the like why you wake up and it's excited. Like, what about your job is like to a grade 4? What about your job would be enticing to them? And then kind of like
give me a way. Let's say you are insecure about the fact that you're just an accountant. You're just an accountant. By the way, worst way to introduce yourself. Don't ever put the word just. I'm just a
or
PA.
Aspiring.
Wait. Why aspiring?
Because are you 6? Like, if you are an adult, then you probably have done something in that space, which means that you're actively working in it. You are a part of that community. So don't ever say aspiring.
Okay, so let's say you are an accountant, but you don't feel like there's any bells and whistles you can attach to that. Give me your, what'd you call it? What's the challenge?
You're that. It's like it's a 5-day flirting challenge. There was no like description for it.
Okay,
this is like, what do you do for a living?
So snazz up that
accountant. So I am a certified accountant that ensures that a Fortune 500 company can put the lights on every day. Kind of like, let's say, Warren Buffett meets Captain Planet or something.
Okay, so you give relatable titles too, because LA does that. I do a lot of like show pitches or idea pitches but people can't hear a new concept. They always have to hear it relating
Yes.
to something else. It's got to be like if you come up with a new show, it'll be like Keeping Up with the Kardashians, but way more real than fake, or whatever you might
Exactly,
say.
yes.
But they need something to relate it to. Interesting. So you do that in the relational world.
Yes. It's just in general, like make intimacy your superpower. Whether that is in the bedroom or that's just like in a 5-minute conversation. Like how do you be the person who can make great connections?
Yo, you're blowing my mind right now. I love that you just said make intimacy your superpower.
I agree. Saying the word aspiring almost says that you don't believe in yourself. You can't say, I'm an aspiring dancer just because you haven't gotten paid in dancing. If you're taking dance classes, you're looking for dance jobs, maybe you just came to Los Angeles and you really haven't gotten any jobs dancing, that doesn't make you an aspiring dancer. It means you're a dancer working. You're looking for work. And listen, being an extra, whether you're getting paid or not, you are providing a service to these people. To them, you are technically working. So therefore, you are getting experience. To be aspiring, it means I know only a little bit of it and I don't have no real experience in it. But listen, no one's going to believe you unless you believe you. So if you keep networking saying, I'm an aspiring this, I'm an aspiring that, the best thing that they might be able to do for you is make you an intern on a stipend if you're lucky. Make sure that you sell yourself first. Think about those things that you can offer and have a rate ready so that the negotiation can at least start from there. I know a lot of people who are constantly talent on a show or a different platform that clearly has budget, clearly has quality work and has sponsors who are supporting this project that they are not getting paid for. And I think to myself, like,
are you not at least asking for the money?
Sometimes you do need exposure. Sometimes you should step in, but like remember that first meeting is the first and initial impression. First impressions are everything, you know? You can say you're an aspiring this and be okay with being an intern, but maybe in that first conversation say, so you know, I am here to get the experience so that I could be a part of this team. I already believe in this team, or I'd like to see where I would go with this team. Make sure that you make your intentions clear so that they know, okay, she is a good fit, she seems focused, or he seems focused, or no, he's not really what we're looking for. We're totally just looking for a temporary intern just for this specific project, and maybe you should move along. Now, sometimes you have to make an educated decision. Do you take that month and soak it up and get the experience and move on? Or do you say, no, I'm looking for something long term? That's up to you. Sometimes I do think that just getting your foot in the door can sometimes make them change your mind. Like, honestly, they're an amazing editor. Honestly, I could see them doing really great choreography for us one day. Let's keep them somewhere along the team, even if I have to be a reference in the future for their future work. You know, the thing about Los Angeles is word gets out quick, right? Everybody knows somebody who knows like somebody, like it's all real connected. So make sure that you are definitely putting your best foot forward, always being respectful, and not leaving a bad taste in people's mouths. Sometimes things don't work out, right? Sometimes people might badmouth you, but people who know you, who really know you, know who you really, really are. Don't let that stuff discourage you. Always just try your best to make those connections as pure and as kind as you possibly can, but don't sell yourself short. Know your value, know your worth, know what you can offer, and put a rate to it, whether it's hourly or not.
Like, I can do it all, but like, can you really afford all of that?
I'm willing to negotiate, but this is my base, and if you want more, then that's what it's gonna be. Get used to rejection. Sometimes it's not gonna work, right? Sometimes you're going to be offering yourself, reaching out to people, and then running into them at parties, and it's just not fitting. The energy is just not there. It's okay. It's okay that the universe said, you know what, this is not someone that you really need in your corner. The universe and God knows better than you know why this person is just not fitting in with you and not working with you, and it's just not coming together. That's why it's so important to have cool team members around you. I actually have done everything on my own. I've had talent agents. I've had friends who kind of give me advice on a mentor level. But if you know someone that could be a good mentor for you, or people that you really want to be in your team, you are lucky if you find like good team members. Look at this quote from Nipsey Hussle. If you look at the people in your circle and you don't get inspired, then you don't have a circle, you have a cage. That's how important it is to make sure that the people around you remind you what real, pure, genuine conversation and energy is. That way you can go to these parties and be like,
that's not it.
I have definitely walked into some events and met some celebrities and they were not who I thought they would be. Honey, I actually went to the Baby's Grammy party and there was a huge, he's a really big rapper. I did not know who he was. I'm trying to take a photo of my friend. I'm trying to get like a cute angle for her and I was like, excuse me, can you move for a second? And he kind of like wasn't really moving and I was like, maybe he don't hear me, it's loud in here. So excuse me, do you mind if I just take this picture real quick? And he literally went like this. But I didn't even see the bodyguard at the time, but then it kind of registered in my head, oh, he's a big guy, you know, he's a big celebrity, he's got his bodyguard here. But then I'm thinking to myself, like, you're like in a regular area, like there's plenty of people here. Like if you wanted a private space, like there's so many different blocked off places in this giant mansion that you could totally go to, literally bedrooms upstairs. Like I'm just trying to take a picture. And that sort of ego is like, I don't even know who you are, but now I really don't care to find out who you are. Found out who he is, not gonna tell you. Just be picky with your teammates. I've been offered jobs that I've turned down because I'm like, in the long run, I'm not gonna be happy here. There was a radio station that was like, we like to talk about sex. It's $75 an hour. I could use that, right? And I'm thinking to myself like,
it's just my voice, they won't know my face.
Why would I do that? Know your brand so that you can pitch your brand, right? That's about it, guys. Thanks for sticking around. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. I will see you.
We are